This is how the Kamaka lived. And this is one of the better places. This is their source of water. They washed up, did all their laundry on that big rock. And friends we got familiar with and helped a little bit, the Boulevard family, Mr. and Mrs. and 8 kids, lived in this little place while they were working for the developer who was building houses here. That was their washroom, a little covered shelter of some sort down there. I think they see a couple of ropes down there. I believe they hung their laundry out to dry there after they during the rainy season. This might have been a couple of poles to hang the laundry during the dry season out in the open. That little shed there might have been the outhouse, I don't know. And this is the main quarters where they all lived. A very simple life. And one of the farms right behind them. This has been overtaken by weeds in just the last 6 months, even during the dry season. This used to be an open field where the kids would play and run around and romp and play soccer. We had given them a couple of soccer balls. And the white paint that you see there was actually from our house that we bought. They helped us take down a tool shed, and there was some leftover white paint, and we gave it to them. And before we knew it, the kids were painting this section, I guess, until they ran out of paint. And by golly, this is where they lived. That was obviously one of the bedrooms. This was another one. They just laid mattresses on the floor, a makeshift closet, window in the back, little table. You can hear the metal roof flapping around in the wind. Holy moly. And then there was something added on here. Looks like some kind of a extra room to the open air. I suspect because it's open and ventilated, this was their kitchen area where Mrs. Boulevard cooked, because everything was done on a fireplace, wood. And indeed, that would be the stove. You can see the ashes and the remnants of the soot. This was their kitchen. As the comarca goes, this is one of the nicer places. It was big. A lot of them live in little hovels that are not much bigger than this kitchen. And a family. Wow. But they were happy as they could be. Happy people. Looks like another little outbuilding of sorts. There's another outhouse. A little open air lean-to added onto the back. And another room. These rooms are not connected inside. There's 3 separate doors to the outside. This looks like the larger of the 3. Room for a double mattress. I suspect this was the master suite. And this is how they lived. They lived here for about 8 or 9 years while they worked for the developer here. And this was just some lean-to they built with bricks and steel and aluminum siding and roofs. This was their homestead. And they loved it. Made the most of what they had. You can see they're dirt poor. But God did provide them with a beautiful place. And now they're back a few hours away, deep, deep, deep back into the mountains and the woods, back to the Kormaka camp. At least there, they get better food distribution, a little bit of schooling for the kids, and they're with their relatives. Wow. We knew them and they came over a lot, but this is the first time I ever actually walked down here. I just was walking up to the very top to enjoy the view, get some exercise, which is quite a climb, way up there. On the way back, I'm looking again and thinking, man, I got to get a closer look at this. It's a pretty overgrown path, so you got to step very carefully to get down here, but wow. Homestead. One big happy family. And our house is just over there, next door to that red roof that you see. Amazing. Amazing. God bless these poor indigenous people. Now I'm climbing back up there to the street and back home. Adios, amigos. Dios te bendiga.